Hello everyone, it's May and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Tarja's fifth if you count The Brightest Void as its own album, sixth if you don't, rock album in the Raw. This album came out in 2019 and I listened to it when it came out and I really hadn't listened to it again, and I have to say I loved it. Like, I think this is probably my second favorite after What Lies Beneath. Nothing's ever gonna top What Lies Beneath for me. I hope we're all on the same page there. That is it for me. I think this is now in my number 2 ranking spot. There are 10 tracks and there actually isn't a cover on this one. I'm not sure why, but they're all original songs. On all of her other albums she's done a cover. But yeah, let's get into it. For some reason there was no track by track interviews, at least that I could find, from Ear Music like there usually is. So there is not going to be as much insight, I guess, as to the song. She doesn't really talk about the lyrics in those anyway. It's more just like how they came together, but I was able to watch other interviews and read a couple from online, and basically she said that writing the music for this album came really easily. She would like work on it whenever she came home from the Shadow Self touring, but then writing the lyrics was really difficult and she was trying to meet the deadline in early 2019 and she was exhausted like from the holidays and everything and touring, and the lyrics were really difficult to write, but it ended up being her most personal album because of that. And she said she felt really empty afterward, but also cleansed. She wanted the fuller sound of the band to support her voice, and she really liked the way that the demos sounded with the kind of the raw, heavy sound from the band, and wanted to keep it that way. So that's why it's called In the Raw musically and then also personally. She said it was basically a journey to go deeper inside herself, and the album is supposed to represent that journey, the golden chamber being the innermost point of that journey, and also that's why she took all those pictures in the cave, because it's supposed to represent like the golden chamber, like that golden cave within herself that she found. And I also think that this could be a little bit about like the flip side to the Shadow Self, you know, because that was like the darker side and now we're getting the light. I think that could be. Yeah, I think that's kind of the background. So yeah, track 1 is Dead Promises, which is featuring, I'm gonna butcher his name as I always do, Björn Strid? The Swedish singer. I don't know if I said that right. And he has really strong voice and growling, which adds a lot of contrast, and I absolutely love the guitar riff that this song starts with. It is epic and it immediately hooks you, pulls you in, and it's my favorite part of the song. It's just such a strong way to start the album. Basically, she said in one of the interviews that the song is about one of her friends who she feels has lost his way in life, and I will read some of the lyrics here. Why have you wasted the time, drowned in hideous nights? Oh, why have you woken the thoughts of a paranoid mind? I've seen the walls collapsing, breaking down countless times. The one that keeps pulling you under, do you know him at all? So that seems to be the one that keeps pulling you under is yourself. Do you even know yourself anymore? I think is what that means. And then Dead Promises, games you play will kill your dreams. I'm still here where you belong. Stop running from the truth. Dead Promises, I can't change what you believe. Promises mean everything. Life won't look back for you. So probably someone who has said that they're gonna get to their life together and has promised over and over, maybe made her promises or made other people promises and has never kept them. Games you play will kill your dreams. Like you're playing a game with your life by, you know, whatever, maybe he's struggling with addiction or some kind of mental illness, something like that. I have no idea. She just said it was about a friend, so just speculating. But yeah, basically saying like if you keep playing these games, you'll kill your dreams, you'll never actually get to where you want to go in life. Stop running from the truth. The rest of the song goes on with that same theme, and that theme reminds me of the lyrics to Dark Star, which, you know, I had, as we talked about, my theories about who that song was about, and I wonder if it's actually about this person too, but I don't know. And this was released as the first single. She had played it live a bit previously. It seems like there's always a song like that on her albums that she's kind of already introduced live and then does the studio version of it. And track 2 is Goodbye Stranger with Christina Scabbia, I think is how you say her name. She's the singer of Lacuna Coil. This song reminds me a lot of Demons in You, not with the tune, but just the fact that it's track 2, there's another female vocalist, and it has the title of the album and kind of goes into the theme of the album a little bit. So we'll go lyrics for this one. Let it go, why crave to hold your breath, take it slow, there is no life in death, it's time to leave the past behind and face yourself alone in the raw. Is it so, you can't trust your wings, who will know what tomorrow brings, when you risk it all, you get a chance to kill the pain. And on that line, I love the harmony, it's so pretty. Just like in Demons in You, I feel like Christina's voice adds a really interesting element to it. I really like whenever Tarja features a guest artist, and it's interesting with the female vocalists, they have such different voices than hers, and I really feel like it adds another dimension to the song. Anyway, and then it says, I took the dust and gave my whole, I poured the gold into your soul, I found the beauty in the storm. When it says, I took the dust and gave my whole, there's other times in her songs when she has referenced kind of like rising up from the ashes, so I wrote it down here. Rose again from the flames in my little phoenix, from the ashes to the sky in minor heaven, and rest the ashes then begin in eagle eye. And I feel like dust is kind of that same idea. So I took the dust, like what was left of this, and gave my whole. I poured the gold into your soul. I found the beauty in the storm. Potentially a reference to my winter storm, or just the storm of the hardship that I went through. Going where the sun don't shine at all, like going to a cave, diving through the darkest thoughts unknown, free fall your heart, lose everything, old things depart, skies opening, goodbye stranger. So basically it's taking the dust of the past and making something new out of it. Old things depart, skies are opening to new things. And I poured the gold into your soul. We're gonna see gold come up a couple times, and that is definitely a motif on the album, very clear in the album artwork and everything as well. I don't own this album, otherwise I'd be showing it. I should own it, I should buy it, but yeah. And the second verse, it goes on to say, can you see your ill resistance break, let it be, what was asleep is awake, carry on, your solitary quest, the journey once started will never rest. How it feels for you to breathe again, keep it real, the rush of gold in your veins, when you risked it all, you got the chance, the pain is gone. So we're continuing on this journey. We've evolved from the first verse to this. You did risk it all and you got the chance, the pain is gone now, and we have that gold again, the rush of gold in your veins. And then it goes to the chorus again. So yeah, I think that this is kind of the song that dives into like that direct theme of the album, like going on a journey inside yourself to find that gold. And then track 3, we have Tears in Rain. I love this song. This was another one that was, I think, released as a single. The music video is really interesting, not what I would expect. It's literally like a roller derby and it's about teamwork, so very interesting. I never would have thought of that when listening to this. But yeah, I absolutely love the melodies of the verses and chorus. The guitar riff is probably my least favorite thing in this song if we're contrasting it with Dead Promises. I just feel like it doesn't quite go with it. Like I just wish it was something slightly different. And also just there's this really chaotic drum and guitar part after the second verse that is a little bit in your face and too much for me, but then I love the part after where it like calms down and then it goes into the bridge, and just I love the rest of it. There's a little bit of a Bowie reference with the beginning to his song Let's Dance, and she said that that was intentional in an interview that I watched, and I hadn't even picked up on it, but then when I listened to it I was like, yeah, I hear that. I won't go like too much into the lyrics for this because I don't think I have that much to say about them, but I just love the chorus. We are gone, nothing of us remains, like tears in rain, who we are, all of it washed away like tears in rain. Just that metaphor is so pretty. I just love that, because tears in rain, it's just more water. They're just washed away, you can't even see it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what this is about. I mean, I'm not gonna say Nightwish. I feel like I could relate everything back to that, but no. I mean, it could be, but I don't think so. I don't know. If you guys have thoughts about what this is on, let me know. And then track 4 is Railroads. So beautiful. This is inspired by Paulo Coelho, who is her favorite author. If you didn't know that. I don't really know what to make of the lyrics. It's just more of that journey is kind of what she was saying. She had the music written back in the What Lies Beneath era, but only recently added the lyrics. The music video for this is absolutely beautiful. It was the cutest thing. She had fans like submit videos of them singing parts of it. I mean, it's her singing and the sound, the audio is cut off of theirs, but it's like it'll cut between different people like singing parts of it. It's so cool. I love that. And her vocals on the song are just absolutely soar, which I talked about in The Shadow Self. I just love that kind of style that she's evolved into, and it just keeps evolving on this album. But yeah, basically just Railroads it's a journey. You're taking a journey on a train, just like you're taking a journey on this album. And track 5 is You and I. This is the song that stuck out to me the first time I heard this album. Favorite song from the album, one of my all-time favorite songs of hers. If I ever got to see this live, I would probably start crying with like just that first piano note. It's just absolutely beautiful. The lyrics sound very personal on this one, and again, her voice just absolutely soars in that chorus. I think she just gets better and better at writing songs that fit her voice really well, is the only way to describe it. Okay, this is me popping in later because I didn't feel like I discussed the lyrics enough. So the first verse says, "In silence and the darkness speaks again of pain that never ends, but it will, 'cause I'm here still, I forgot." So with this part, I feel like it's talking about when everything is still, like dark thoughts come in and speak of a pain that never ends. I guess the part that says it will, 'cause I'm here still, I forgot, is like coming back to yourself after like a time of being on, you know, just autopilot, like going through your life, like going through the motions when you're not really thinking about things. That's what I take that to mean. We can be stronger than sin. I used up every doubt to let you in, and this time out of light I see everything. So we have that direct opposing force to the darkness in the first line. This time out of light I see everything. I'm not gonna let those dark thoughts win. It's how you make me breathe at night when I'm feeling small, how you break it down when I'm against the wall. So those lines, I love this song. It paints such an image. Now I learn how a heart can ache when the levee breaks, and what it takes for you and I. We fall apart to find the truth as our love survives, when every missing part of you makes me want to cry for you and I. So pretty self-explanatory. The only thing I can't really figure out is what every missing part of you means. I've thought about these lyrics a lot, and I can't think of exactly what that's supposed to mean. And then it says, "Can you feel the pain drip, drip down like rain?" Part's so pretty, and we have the rain coming back. There's kind of like a rain water motif. We see it in Tears and Rain, and later Spirits at the Sea. "To every part of me that can't let go, and all forgiveness, I forgive it all, and I break if I ache, but then you know me." So this "to every part of me," is that connected to the "every missing part of you" part? Like parts that she wishes were there? Is that what every missing part of you means? I don't know. Anyway, then it says, "It's how you get me calm when the world's running up my veins, when the pressure's high driving me insane, carry me through when I fall again, how you stay the same, I let it rain for you and I." Just another beautiful image there. And then the chorus again, and then the bridge says, "Can you feel the pain drip, drip down like rain? When I see the moon, it's crystal clear. I wish for everything can't disappear, and I will, 'cause I'm here still, just forgot," bringing in that part from the first verse again. When it says, "When I can see the moon, it's crystal clear," it kind of brings it back to the first verse again, like stopping to like listen to your thoughts and be still. It becomes clear, like wishing that everything could stay the same, wishing that life wouldn't change, maybe is what "I wish for everything can't disappear" means. And then the outro is, "Can you feel the pain drip, drip down like rain?" It brings that back again. "Wherever we are, drip, drip just like rain." And if anyone has listened to Taylor Swift, there's a song called Hoax on Folklore that when I first, this is a promise I'm gonna bring this back. I thought that like she and her boyfriend had broken up when I first listened to it, because it had the lyrics like, "Your faithless love's the only hoax I believe in," and it was really, it sounded like they had broken up. But there's this line that says, "Don't want no other shade of blue but you, no other sadness in the world would do." And that's what this makes me think of. Can you feel the pain drip, drip down like rain? Wherever we are, drip, drip just like rain. Like, there's always going to be problems and pain and missing parts, if that's what that means, but I'd rather have it with you than anyone else. Like, that's the vibe I got from that. It's taken a lot of thinking about this, but I think that that is what that means. But I don't know. I could be completely off. Very curious to know what you guys made of this, but that's what I think. It's honestly really rare in her songs that it's like, oh, like these lyrics are directly about her life, because most of the time I feel like it actually isn't. I mean, she said 500 letters, you know, was about the stalker, etc. There are certain songs, I mean, Underneath I think is one, that sound really personal, and it's just, I feel like most of the time she's writing about something in general, or like not necessarily herself, but like someone she knows or whatever, but this definitely sounds personal. And I feel like this theory doesn't quite pan out. But if you guys are Taylor Swift fans, which I know that people are like, oh, like Taylor Swift sucks, I like only listen to metal, blah blah blah. But okay, I like a lot of genres of music and I love Taylor Swift, and there's this thing where she always does track 5 is her most personal song on the album, which with this last album it wasn't, so it kind of broke that. But anyway, I swear it kind of pans out on Tarja's albums too. Not quite, but I will just go through. On My Winter Storm, it's the rain, which I think works. On What Lies Beneath, it's Underneath. And then on Colors in the Dark, I think it was Mystique Voyage. And then The Brightest Void, it's Witch Hunt. See, the Shadow Self ruins it because it's Supremacy, which is the Muse cover. But then on this one, it's You and I. So, I don't know. There might be something to that, but I don't know. Anyway, track 6 is The Golden Chamber, and to me, this, I mean, it's beautiful, first of all, but it sounds a little bit like a continuation of Oasis from My Winter Storm, and I think I like this one better, where you just have that instrumental, and it's really slow, kind of forces you to calm down, and then the really beautiful vocalization, and then it goes into the finished lyrics. And in one of the interviews I was watching, she said she actually finds it really difficult to write lyrics in Finnish, which I thought was interesting because, you know, that's her first language, but she said she's so used to writing lyrics in English that it's like really hard to write them in Finnish. So the lyrics translate to, there's a place where time never stops. There in dreams, night is endless. When I got a piece of heaven in my arms with you, the lost bitterness vanished in the mist. And it is giving me a little bit of I Feel Immortal vibes. All of these lyrics are about things that happened in dreams, where time never stops, where I got a piece of heaven, blah blah blah. So that just reminded me of I Feel Immortal. But I don't know, interesting. And yeah, we got some movie soundtrack vibes from this song. She said that she put it in the middle for a reason, because it's supposed to be the first half of the album is a journey to get to this golden chamber, and then the rest of the album is what happens when you move on and go on with your life afterward. Track 7 is Spirit of the Sea. This is about a submarine, the A-R-A, I don't know, San Juan of the Argentine Navy. If you don't know, she lived in Argentina for a number of years. Like 10 years at least. And it disappeared in 2017 and the wreckage was found almost a year later. The song itself kind of has an underwater vibe. Maybe I'm just saying that because I know what it's about, but like at the beginning, and especially the part in the middle where the sound is kind of distorted and like echoey, like it sounds like you're underwater. And then I'll just briefly go over the lyrics for this one. Never let them go where the stars can't reach, living infinite. They'll always know, kept in secrecy, 44 and me, spirits of the sea. Never break their freedom in supreme tranquility, seeking for truth, my brothers in blue. So it's kind of just paying tribute to these people who lost their lives on the submarine. I watched you go at wave-beaten shore where wind stood still, felt gray and cold the moment you went away from me, now dreams are sleeping with your quiet destiny, underway to dwell the longer on your memory. And then the bridge is meet me at the hour of dawn and think of us after you're gone, wait for me at the edge of the sky, promise me our love won't die, fear of men no longer lives, let the sunlight dry our tears all go. So it just seems to be paying a tribute to these people, and I guess kind of hoping that they're in a better place now. Wait for me at the edge of the sky like in heaven, and let the sunlight dry our tears, which also could be, I think this could kind of be part of the golden motif because sunlight is like golden. Yeah, and I think she's essentially saying that these people have become spirits of the sea. And then track 8 is Silent Masquerade with Tommy Karavic. I don't know how to say people's names. He's a singer of Camelot, and basically in an interview she said this is about sad things that have happened in her family. I wasn't able to make too much out of lyrics at first glance. I thought it might be another song about like politicians or something like Shameless was, but it has a really interesting introduction. It's just piano with lines of Shakespeare's plays being spoken. I looked this up. The first part is The Merchant of Venice, and then later in the song when it comes back, it's from Julius Caesar. So trying to make something of this. I mean, it fits with the gold motif. The intro is, all that glitters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. Many a man his life hath sold, but my outside to behold. Gilded tombs do worms unfold. Had you been as wise as bold, young in limbs and judgment old, your answer had not been enscrolled. Fare you well, your suit is cold, cold indeed and labor lost, then farewell heat and welcome frost. And then it goes into the lyrics. Red arises in the sky of Sunday morning, washing the face of the mountain by the sea. I am the present without knowledge, without warning. The child in me will never cease to be. It's not the future we see, endless days of fantasies, the ocean whisper in me, time really doesn't exist. Now I'm drifting away, imprisoned by our memories, love was just a word until you gave it meaning. What a powerful line right there. I don't know. The chorus says, go on and find the prince of crime, temptation keeps you satisfied, distort your sight, I suffocate in your silent masquerade, leave me as the victim of your lies, salvation cannot help you hide, won't hear me cry, I suffocate in your silent masquerade. I see a couple little, maybe intentional, maybe not intentional references to other songs. In your silent masquerade reminds me of Antrim of Death. Come and play, throw your mask away. So when it's silent masquerade, it's like this person is masking something, I don't know, not dealing with their real problems, kind of like in Dead Promises. Thematically, it's a little bit similar to Dead Promises, like Dead Promises, leave me as the victim of your lies, of those promises you didn't keep, but I think it is about two different things, based on what she said in the interviews. Salvation cannot help you hide, I suffocate in your silent masquerade. I would love to hear your guys' theories on this. I don't have a super strong idea. I don't know. The bridge says, no one can tell the games that we play will last forever. So it mentioned games in Dead Promises too. No matter we tried, we never got a chance. That is like in Goodbye Stranger, you took the chance. So it relates a little bit to songs earlier on the album there. And we also have the ocean, which is kind of a motif as well, and the gold. And then in the outro, which is some more Shakespeare, there is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the floods leads on to fortune, omitted all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. On such a full sea we are now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves or lose our ventures. I don't know. I would love to know more about what this is about. Interesting. And then track 9 is Serene. I don't think I have too much to say about this one either. It reminds me a little bit of Shameless, but I think I like this one better. I love the chorus. Beautiful. This is definitely a heavier one. The narrator of the song is kind of seems to be an entity, maybe peace or, you know, serenity, because it says, I'm gonna capture the silence, dressed up in your fear and harbor your ocean, surrender nothing to violence, my promise is dear from now till it's over, I am the face in the mirror telling you all will turn out right, and every step of the way I follow your lead into the night, dream high and I'll open up the sky. That is directly relating back to Goodbye Stranger when it says, old things depart, skies opening. We've got a connection there. Stay true, it's all inside of you. Black skies light up diamonds in your eyes and break through, I live inside of you. Just fly over the night and you'll soon wake up to see everything's serene. So yeah, I think that the narrator of the song is potentially peace or serenity because the song is called Serene. And yeah, she likes talking about following your dreams a lot in her songs, and that motif was there in Goodbye Stranger, it's there here, dream high and I'll open up the sky. So just little things that are coming back. And then we have track 10, Shadow Play. Everyone put on your seatbelts because we're going to talk about this one. I have a full analysis of the song. I don't even know where to start with this. She wrote this one alone, and this is probably my second favorite after You and I. I really like Railroads too, though. I'm not sure how I would rank them. When she was talking about that band sound, like that raw sound, this is where she breaks from that. There is a full orchestra sound here. Very dramatic, bombastic, symphonic, different from the other songs. Film score vibes, and I think that this is supposed to represent the journey of her life. I was just blown away the first time I heard the song. Like, as soon as she started singing, I was like, oh my god, it's just so good. Okay, let's get into it. So obviously this is just my interpretation, so I'm not saying like this is what she intended. I'm never saying that. It's just my interpretation of it, but I really feel like it could be valid because she said these are the most personal lyrics she's ever written on this album. The whole thing is supposed to be a journey, so it would make sense to end with essentially this epic tale of the journey that she has been on personally. Just saying. Okay, let's get into it. Verse 1, looking at the mirror, asking questions with old weary eyes. Once a girl, okay, no, we're just gonna stop there. So this is her trying to write these lyrics and looking back on her life. Once a girl who had no name, dressed as an angel in disguise. So talking about before she was famous, when she was a music student and starting Nightwish, like that era, dressed as an angel in disguise. I feel like there's a couple things we could do with that. Angels Fall First, their first album. Also just dressing up to go on stage and not feeling like she was herself because it was so new. From the corner of her bedroom, light illuminates, crawling shadows cut out silhouettes with the darkness, a dancing marionette. So that's kind of getting into the title of the song, Shadow Play. We're seeing this image of these shadows dancing or, you know, putting on this play. I think when it says, with the darkness, a dancing marionette, I'm just taking this really far just because I don't know if this is valid. I just had a lot of fun making this analysis. With the darkness, a dancing marionette, I think with the darkness is supposed to represent Nightwish because it's darkness, night, and a dancing marionette, like she had no control over what was happening, she was just going with it, you know, being controlled by everyone else. Verse 2 says, smiled away with such a beauty never seen before, drowned by rain of thorns and petals falling at her curtain call. This is them rising to stardom and everyone being enamored with them and her. And I'm still trying to figure out the thorns. It's a very interesting image, and I wonder if that's just supposed to, I mean, it gives you an image, but also if it's supposed to just kind of represent the good and the bad, the thorns and the petals of this time of her life. This mortal coil, year after year, recalled a sad charade, like a shadow play we can't forget. In the darkness, a crying marionette. So, this is about the split, recalled a sad charade. Like, everyone thinks about this. I think when she says, like, a shadow play we can't forget, we is just like her and them and literally everyone, because all the fans, blew up in the media, everyone was affected by it, and she's bringing it to this metaphor of a shadow play. Then she was the dancing marionette, and now she's the crying marionette, like crying at the press conference. And then the chorus switches from third person to first person and says, make me believe I must go on, life is a warning, I don't want to risk it anymore, I want to leave this place so wrong, it left me terrified to lose all I'm living for. And I think we have the point of view switches because the third person verses are talking about her life in the past and the first person chorus is her life in the present. In one of the interviews, it did say that she had dealt with some health problems recently. I have no idea what, but it made her realize kind of how precious her time was, so I think that might be what the chorus is about. And then verse 3 says, alone, imprisoned by the echoes of the empty hall, like in late 2005, 2006, she made a deal with the enemy and let her fences fall. From the dust, she built a door to frame new memories. So I don't know who the enemy is, still trying to figure that line out, but from the dust, we have that dust rising up from the ashes, from the flames, from the dust. She built a door to frame new memories, starting her own career. Once a shadow dancing with her fears, lights the darkness, now the puppeteer. So now it's taking this out of the shadow play, the dancing marionette being controlled. She's lit up the darkness with her own creativity, her own career, and is now has control of her life. That is how I interpret that. And then chorus again, the bridge says, there's a world inside, we are holding the keys, one day at a time, not trying to please, tell me of anything that is lasting forever, you are your thoughts, what are you waiting for? Seems like a call to live your life, follow your dreams, etc. That was my analysis. Thank you very much. I am just obsessed with this song. I think this is only the beginning of my obsession with it, and I'm just gonna be listening to it all the time. I would love, as always, love to hear your guys' interpretations of these songs and just what you thought of the album in general. My favorite is definitely, oh my god, I forgot that. Okay, the other thing is there's this little piano interlude in the middle of this song that has the same chord progression as You and I and just sounds very similar to the piano part in You and I, which I think is intentional, because if this, in and of itself, this song is supposed to be the journey of her life, we hear that motif again, the musical motif. We know what it means from that song, and it's like, that is there, and it's steady, and it's always been there, like that love. And that's like what kept her going in this journey. That's what I thought for that. I loved that part. It was so beautiful because I love the You and I piano part, and it was just perfect. It was perfect. I love the song. So anyway, You and I is definitely my favorite, and then I guess I probably have to say Shadow Plays second, and then Railroads are my top 3. But oh my gosh, what a great album. I really hope that I can see her do this live. Thank you so much for watching. My next video that I'm about to film right now actually is going to be my top 10 songs of hers, and then we will move on to the Nightwish albums, which is going to be a lot of work. So my goal is to be posting every other week. By the time this is posted, it's going to be like March. Right now it's December. Yeah, we're just going to see how it goes, because it's going to take a lot of research, because I like putting time into these, because I want to make them good. So if you appreciate it, please let me know in the comments. Okay, thank you for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye.